Welcome to East Coast LQ Reviews. Today, we're doing another homebrew review. So this is the second homebrew that we have finished. This is the Dead Ringer IPA. This was an extract recipe kit, 5-gallon extract recipe kit, Dead Ringer IPA by Northern Brewer. Go over the ingredients really quick. Actually, we'll read the little description at the top. It says, Dead Ringer is a larger-than-life American IPA beer recipe kit with a hop aroma so thick you can almost see it. American base malt and crystal malt create the big body and supporting grainy sweetness, while charge after charge of 100% Centennial hops deliver pronounced bitterness with a dominant citrus aroma and flavor. In the glass, these ingredients combine to give you a pale amber color, hop intensity, and malt density, substance with the soul of a sessionable craft beer. Nice. So original gravity for the recipe kit was 1.064, and that was our original gravity, 1.064. This kit says you're supposed to be around 6.2% ABV and 70 IBUs, and we were actually at a final gravity of 1.014 or 1014, which gave this beer, the one that we have, the one that we brewed, a 6.55% ABV, so higher ABV. So we did a primary fermentation for 2 weeks, transferred over to a secondary fermentation, secondary fermenter, and let that sit for 2 weeks. And then we bottled and bottle conditioned for 2 weeks. And we used 5 ounces of corn sugar for the bottle conditioning. As far as the ingredients, for specialty grain, it says Midwest IPA grain blend. So this is like, I guess you could call it partial mash because you are using some steeping grains. So that was 1 pound Bryce Caramel 40L. And then the fermentables, this is the liquid malt extract. This was 6 pound gold malt syrup and 3.15 pound gold malt syrup. The 6 pound was added at the beginning of the boil, and the 3.15 pound gold malt syrup was added 10 minutes left in the boil. There was 5 ounces of Centennial used in total. 4 ounces were used during the boil, one at 60 minutes, one at 20 minutes, one at 5 minutes, and then, one at 60 minutes, one at 20 minutes, and then 2 ounces at 5 minutes, and then 1 ounce dry hopped in the fermenter for about 3 days after the second 2 weeks, secondary fermentation, 2 weeks. So 4 weeks, and then for 3 more days, we dry hop for 3 days, and then bottle conditioned, and then let it sit for 2 weeks. Because today's Sunday, and it was brewed on a Thursday, I want to say. We use the Safe Ale US 5 East. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all the information on the beer. Now for the fun part. So I actually had 5 of these. These are Maine Beer Company bottles, like the Lunch and all those good beers. I actually was able to save one of the Maine Beer Company bottles. I got the label removed and cleaned, and I put one of the I bottled the IPA in 5 of them. We got some information here. Let's see, so we got batch 1, 8, 5, 25, 24. So I put the label on. Probably should have put that when it was bottled, but that's okay. Probably gonna take this label off when I'm done, anyways. Style Dead Ringer IPA. Then we got brewer, East Coast LQ Reviews there. ABV 6.55% alcohol by volume. So there you go. Let's crack it open, pour it up. We got our Trillium snifter here, and cheers, everybody. Let's see how this one came out. These labels, they don't really want to stay on. I put the label on and then got it cold, and they just it's kind of peeling off already. Anyways. But it's cool for the looks. This is live, Bumpy. Cheers, bro. Let's crack this open. Ooh, nice hiss. All right, let's go for a pour. A little bit of smoke. Seems pretty dark. It's like a dark amber. Very dark. You got a fat 2.5 finger tan head on top. Very fluffy, tight knit head, holding some great retention. Decent effervescence as well. It's actually a lot hazier than I would have expected. I don't think we stirred up any of the yeast at the bottom either. So it's got some nice dark color. Yeah, let's go for the nose. Okay, I get a lot of like grapefruit, caramel. It's actually very lemony, citrusy, with that like big malty caramel malt backbone, some breadiness. Maybe like a touch of mango in there. Cheers, Luke John, because I don't watch home beer reviews. This beer is actually pretty fresh. Cheers, Luke John. Yeah, I mean, it smells very malty sweet. I will give it that. This is definitely one of the more malty ones as far as compared to like the Hefeweizen. But it looks good. It's got a nice fluffy head on top. Good amount of effervescence. I like the color. I thought it would be a little bit clearer, but who knows? Maybe this one. Actually, I think I bottled these midway, so I don't think I think this was like in between, a couple bottles in between. 5 nights at Breddy's. Let's try it out. Cheers, everybody. Please be delicious. Pine hop resin. Very thick, like caramel. You get that kind of clean water profile as well. It's very citrusy and lemony. Nice bitterness, drying astringency on the palate. It's actually got a lot more mouthfeel than I expected. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of kind of like West Coast, kind of thinner bodied. But the way I brewed it, I think it's like kind of got more of like a silky smooth kind of mouthfeel combined with like a breadiness, and grapefruit and citrus are very prominent. Alcohol is definitely not noticeable at all. It's pretty good. This one, I would say you can more so tell that this one is more homebrew style. That extract malt syrup is very prominent as far as flavor. But then you get a nice amount of the Centennial hops. You get like a lot of that citrusy kind of floral, like I said, hot like pine resin. It tastes very fresh, grassy. There's no off flavors, which is definitely a plus. But yeah, I think it's just like more in your face kind of homebrew, where it's a little bit more bitter, dry. I like it. I think it's pretty good, and I got a lot of it too. I think I got like maybe close to around 40 bottles of this one, and then I think we got around like 46 of the brown ale. But yeah, I'll have no trouble drinking these. Yeah, I am just kind of surprised. It's really got some nice color. As you can see, there you go, with some light. It's got more of that kind of amber color. When you hold it back like this, it looks a lot darker. A nice little swirl. It's leaving a nice lacing on the glass there. It's also very cold. This was in my mini fridge too. So yeah, it is I would say more on the malty side. You can definitely tell that I think personally, or maybe it's just because that I brewed it. I can tell it's got a somewhat different kind of flavor profile rather than like an all grain West Coast IPA. This is definitely more. I would say this is a lot on the sweeter side. This is really it's pretty sweet. If you like a sweet caramel malt flavor in your IPAs, I think you would really enjoy this. There's also maybe like some other like kind of slight tart, kind of like apple in there. A little bit of like an apple. I think Beerman was saying he was noticing an apple in the Hefeweizen. I wonder if that has anything to do with like the water profile that I have over here. Um, but yeah, maybe like a touch of like an apple in this as well. Yeah, it's really nice. This one, uh, I think this is the one where I said that I kind of stirred up some Trub, but in the end, it ended up filtering out anyways. We got the beer pretty clear, putting it in a fermenter twice, um, and letting it sit for 4 weeks. And then, yeah, even just in the bottle, cleared up as well. This one doesn't really seem like it has much of the yeast at the bottom there, which is pretty good. Like I said, I want to say that this bottle was probably bottled maybe like midway. So it wasn't the beginning bottles and it wasn't the last bottles. So it was probably like in between. Because you know, with just like a siphon and a hose, it's kind of hard to control the consistency of the yeast. Typically, it'll sit more towards the bottom of the fermenter. Sounds okay, to be fair. I'd give it an old swig. Yeah, John, I wish, bro. That'd be cool, man. I got a lot of them too. It'd be nice to have somebody help me drink all these. I'm gonna have a bunch of brown ale. I think I'm gonna have like around 100 bottles of homebrew. So I'm gonna be giving away a bunch of them and drinking a bunch of them. So uh, I'll probably still grab some beers to do. Oh, I got a bunch of beers to do reviews on. I mean, but I still grab my good old PBR every once in a while. So PBR. But yeah, I like this. I think it came out pretty good. I'm excited for other people to try it. Let me know what other people think. I do personally think that it has a little bit more of that malt extract, um, homebrew kind of flavor. And you could tell the difference. I mean, it would be cool maybe if I did, because this is actually supposed to be like, I didn't even mention that yet. This is supposed to be a Bell's Two Hearted Ale clone. Um, so it'd be cool to get a Bell's Two Hearted Ale. So I actually could do that because I have seen those. I think they have those in single cans as well. You need to try and brew a PBR. You'd be set for life. Yeah, I've actually talked about that with, I believe it was Bumpy, where you know I don't think you're going to be able to brew something and have it be cheaper than you going to the store and just buying PBR because they make massive amounts of PBR and they're able to sell you that. I get PBR for like $5.50 a 6 pack. But yeah, the Bell's Two Hearted, I can get a single can, and then we can do a comparison of this. I think that'd be cool. And whoever I have try my beer, or whoever I give a sample to, or give a couple bottles to, I encourage you guys to grab yourself a Bell's Two Hearted Ale and do a comparison. Let me know what you think. Let me know if they taste similar. They do have an all grain version of this beer as well, which would be nice to rebrew in the future. And then, try to think and look back because who knows? These beers probably aren't going to last that long. Who knows? Maybe we'll save one till then. But yeah, these we'll probably drink them quick. IPAs in general, you want to drink them before. I like to drink them before 3 months, but 4 is usually the limit. But But yeah, it'd be cool to do the all grain version of this if I ever get into all grain, which I know I am. I just have to buy the equipment, which costs money. So looking into the claw hammer supply 10-gallon electrical brewing system. So that's the next investment in the homebrew. Yeah, I like this, guys. I think it came out pretty good. I'm not gonna rate it because it's mine. But I am gonna recommend that you guys try it. So let me know and try to get these beers to who I can get these beers to. And yeah, just want to get some more feedback on my homebrew. The Hefeweizen came out pretty good. I have a feeling I think the Hefeweizen. I personally like the Hefeweizen over this one. Maybe it's because of the sweetness. I feel like the Hefeweizen I could just drink a bunch of. The sweetness, I feel like after maybe like 6 of them, you still could drink a good amount, but maybe after like 6, that sweetness might start catching up to you. Anything else we want to say about this? Other than that, yeah, this was a success. I think it came out pretty good. Like I said, no off flavors. The beer's not infected, so that's a plus. It tastes good. It's drinkable. What more do you want? Carbonation. Let's talk about carbonation. Did we talk about the carbonation for being bottle conditioned? It's got some good carbonation. I do like it. I like the bottle condition. I feel like it does bring a lot of carbonation out of the beer. Um, Rather than, I guess, what would you be doing? Do the force CO2 bottle condition is more of like an old school style of carbonating your beer. Yeah, it's a good way to learn more about the Centennial hop. I figured out kind of some dominant flavors, and I see how to use Centennial. Um, and that's kind of what I want to do with these recipes. I want to be able to learn from the recipe and learn from the ingredients and figure out ingredients and figure out what hops and what malts give off what flavors and what to combine with what and what's a proper amount of which ingredient. And of course, you don't want to add too much of something and have it be overboard. So these recipes are really nice to help me start to learn how to brew and to just learn different ingredients, learn different styles. Um, so yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I hope you guys appreciate me doing all this live and yeah, just bringing you guys on this journey with me to brew up some home brew, and maybe one day I'll have my own brewing company, which is initially the end goal. But yeah, like I said, hopefully we can get a panel together. That would be really fun, and see what other people think about it, my YouTube friends, and anything else. 6.55% alcohol by volume is very well hidden. It's almost dangerous. It's almost like it's not even there. There's really no, and it's interesting too because being so fresh, there's really no hop burn with this. Like I said, it's more just like a citrusy pine combined with like that super sweet kind of malty like base. But I'm assuming if I were to drink this, maybe like all grain version, I think maybe that green aspect might come through. I think it also depends on the style. I think you get more of that green aspect with like a New England rather than this being more a balance of the malts and the hops rather than being more hop forward and juicy. This is, of course, piney, resiny, bitter, dry. I like it. I think it's pretty good. And hopefully I can get this beer to a lot of you guys. You guys can try it out as well. And yeah, check out all my videos for this. We got everything filmed, recorded live, from the brewing to the transferring to the bottling. Go check out, yeah, my homebrew episode. I think we did this one in around 4 hours. I think it was. Let's see really quick. Dead Ringer IPA. So it's 5 hours actually. It's a 5 hour long video. If you want, you can skip through it, or if maybe you want to just kind of see how I did things, you can watch the whole thing, which would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, cheers everybody. Cheers to the chat. Appreciate all you guys. Beer community on YouTube is always great. You guys are awesome. It's going up to 9.4. I give it a 9.2. Oh, okay. Nice, Luke John. That's a good rating. Is that a rating on the review? Are you rating my review? There you go. You got yourself your own genre there. Centennial for the millennial. Cheers, bro. So yeah, cheers, Luke John. Cheers, Bumpy. And yeah, there you have it. If there's anything else you guys like to see on my channel, make sure to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my upcoming videos on liquor beer and also brewing videos. Cheers, everyone.